My name is Ignacio Montoya, and I'm a fighter. I want to share my story because I want to get out of this wheelchair. I'm a pilot select to the United States Air Force. I'm a graduate from Georgia State University. I'm a fighter. I left Cuba with my father at 6 years old, came to the United States to chase the American dream. December 4th, 2012, I was involved in a catastrophic motorcycle accident. I fractured my T4, T5 vertebrae, ripped the nerves out of my right arm, broke all the ribs on my right side, lost about 60% of all the blood in my body, and was pronounced dead at the scene. 15 minutes later, 2 shots of epinephrine, adrenaline, and an IV that my heart got going again. But my mind stayed asleep. I woke up 3 months later in a different part of the city, in a different hospital. My commander, my Air Force ROTC commander from my Georgia Tech detachment, walked into my room and said, "We've been able to hold on to your pilot slot because of you being 1% of 1%. But after speaking to the doctors and knowing really about your situation, unfortunately we have to medically disqualify you from being a pilot with the United States Air Force." It was at that point that I felt like my world came crashing down. I immediately told my commander, what's it gonna take to re-enter the service? What is it gonna take for me to be an officer once again? I remember he said, "We can get waivers, we can do things if you can pass the medical, the physical assessments by the year 2020. If you can get out of that wheelchair, you could re-enter as an officer of the United States Air Force to the officer training school." I then immediately looked over to my doctor. He told me that I had a 1% chance of that ever happening. So I looked at him in the eyes and I said, "You give me 1%, I'll bring you back the 99. By December 3rd, 2020, I want to be out of this wheelchair. There are 3 devices right now that will get my 3 paralyzed limbs, my right arm, and my 2 legs moving to get me ready for the day that miracle happens, that surgery happens, that innervation happens where my central nervous system, my spinal cord is restored. I know with all my heart that I'll be walking again. I not only want to walk, I want to run, I want to jump, I want to dance. I want to give back to my country, I want to give back to my community, and I want to serve once again. I'm grateful today for having met unbelievable people. Doors have been opening up for me effortlessly for the first time in my life. Can only say that it's all been part of God's work. God's making this happen. He gets all the glory through everything that I am doing, and every day I'm growing in my faith. I had a woman come up to me in a prophetic ministry and tell me, "I see you walking." She had never met me before, and God tells me that you're a fighter. Right then and there at that moment, an airplane passed right over the house, really, really close, and she said, "You're a fighter pilot." And that brought me so much joy and happiness. I know launching a campaign, this neuro recovery campaign that cost $250,000 seems like a crazy idea. I know there's a few people watching who could write a check for this whole campaign. But I want to invite everyone to join me in this fight. Would you consider giving $20 a month and sharing my story with every person you know as I continue my journey from flying to walking by 2020?